got done recording my Facebook and Instagram ads, made easy lesson all about reporting and creating ads. But I wanted to come to you right now and share something that's been coming up in my news feed, something I've been hearing from people. A lot of people, the adage is, well, I need to raise my prices in order to make more money. In this economy and with inflation, you need to raise your prices. But here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They think that they have to provide more value in order to justify raising their prices. And I get it. As a consumer, you don't want to pay more for something if you're not getting more for it, right? And so then you want, basically, right, do unto others, you want them to do unto you. You're like, well, then I need to provide more value to justify raising the prices of what I'm offering to people, to new clients. Here's what I've always done. I grandfather people in at a low rate, and then eventually I end up phasing them out at a certain point. They end up disappearing. But I never, ever, ever worry about, am I providing enough value for what I charge? The rate that I charge is directly related to how much I believe that I can get people to pay. And so when I raise my rates, I don't actually add any extra value to it. I don't give people any extra stuff. In fact, most of the time when I raise my rates, I actually take stuff away. I actually remove stuff. I make things more exclusive. And this is the stinking thinking that keeps people broke, is that they think that they got to actually provide more value or do more at a certain level, do more in order to justify being able to raise their rates. And it's completely bogus. It's completely just a giant pile of crap that people think this. And this is where a lot of people, they're like, well, so they actually think it's a matter of integrity. It's not. If you don't believe that you're going to get a certain price, then nobody's going to pay it. And so you can only ever sell what you have confidence in. But don't give me this argument of integrity when it comes to raising your prices, or this whole belief. I'm sorry, but I think honestly it comes from Marxism is one place. It comes from socialism. It comes from our society tells people that rich people did so by harming others. That rich people got rich off the back of all the broke people by hurting them. And so you don't want to be that evil rich person by raising your rates and not providing more value. It's completely related to your brain and your mindset and your thinking. As a coach, as a course creator, you need to raise your rates. You need to charge more. You need to be charging at least $1,000 for your same course that you've been doing. Your little mini $47 course, you don't need to provide 20 times the content to justify charging $2,000. Now here's the thing. If you've been selling stuff to people for really cheap for a long time, your audience is going to be like, yeah, they're going to hold out on you. They're not going to buy from you because they're going to say he'll lower it eventually. They're going to try to squeeze you out like a short squeeze. They're going to try to squeeze you out and not buy from you for a little while until you lower your prices back down, until they realize, oh, this person actually is never going to do business at that price again. I got people who came in at $200 and they're going to have to spend $30,000 to work with me in the future. Great. Am I a crooked, horrible business owner for doing that? Some people may say so. And I accept that. I don't believe so. I believe that for me to take care of my family, for me to build my business, to provide jobs, to do stuff, that I need to actually charge more for what I'm doing. And so if you got anywhere in your brain right now that is stinking thinking telling you that you can't charge more, and that you got to provide more value in order to justify a price increase, I need you to rip that thing out of your head. I need you to address where that belief comes from. That belief is a poverty-minded, broke-minded way of looking at the world. Because it's based off of performance for dollars. It's still an employee mindset. It's still based off of, if I perform enough, then now I have earned the right to make a certain amount of income. If I perform at a certain level, then I have earned the right to make a certain amount of money. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Start charging more. Raise your rates. Watch your income go up. And be relentless with it. Somebody asked me the other day, hey, can I do a call with you? I said, it's going to be $30,000 if you do. They weren't too happy about that. In fact, they were pissed. So now is it my job to coddle their emotions and make them feel good? No, it's not. Because they're never going to work with me. And I don't care what they think. It's not my job to make sure that they like me. What my job is I got over 120 people in a coaching program. We're made over $100,000 in the last month. And I want to serve those people to the best of my ability. But guess what? All new clients, it's gonna cost more. Y'all didn't get in on the last round? It's gonna cost more. Yesterday's price is not today's price. And as soon as you get that in your mind, that you do not have to provide more value in order to justify charging more, and you work on whatever mental block is preventing you, whatever belief you have, and usually, again, it's related to fear, pride, and I'm telling you, if it's an integrity fear, it's definitely pride, because any fear of having a lack of integrity by doing this is pride related. Okay? Start charging more. Raise your rates. You don't need to add more modules to your program to be able to do that. You don't need to have a better speaker. You don't need to have a better teacher, a better leader, a better person presenting the... I hear that. Well, I heard somebody say the other day, well, we can't charge $1,000 because we don't have a famous person on it, so we got to charge $500. I'm like, get me the heck away from a person who thinks that way. I don't want to be anywhere near them. Because that thinking will leak in and will infect a wealth-minded person. And so you cannot keep operating from the framework and the mindset that kept you broke, that got you to where you are right now. And a big step of that is getting over your fears and raising your rates and charging more and expecting people to pay more and believing that they will. Now, obviously, if you overinflate and nobody pays at all, you're going to have to evaluate what is the market willing to pay. So I'm always raising them and kind of figuring out what is that sweet spot that the market is willing to pay me, right? But 99% of the time, people are undercharging, undervaluing themselves, and it's their own stinking thinking that's keeping them broke. As soon as you learn to get over yourself, you stop getting out of and you get out of your own way, you'll start to